Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you four tabs, right? Now, if you've looked at some of my videos, you probably understand. I'm good for having tabs open. I'm that friend that has way too many tabs open. Now, why is there a limited amount of tabs on this one? Well, somehow, Jason has pulled off an absolute heist, right? Nobody is talking about what has happened here, and I can't believe it. So, not only is it interesting that CSM might not have done as well as people expected at LVO, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, Creations of Bile, it's it's the shiz," and yeah, not to shit on anybody that did bring Creations of Bile. I didn't look through all the lists, but it didn't do the things that people wanted it to. We have This was Packbound Zealots, Chaos Cult, and Renegade Raiders. Now, you look at the scores, you go, yeah, that's some Renegade Raiders type shit. X and 1? Fuck yeah. Congrats, Jason, on the scores, by the way. Because you have a perfect score, one loss, 86, 95, 90, 95, right? And now, you're going to have to give Jason some more respect here because guess who the loss was to? You know, the winner of LVO. So, clearly, the list fucking works. And if your speed bump is the best person in the room, you know what? I think that's fine. Especially when nobody, well, not too many people caught on to the fact that some of us were saying, yo, Deathwatch is kind of fucking cranked right now. But to that, what could Jason have brought in Renegade Raiders that is putting up such great scores, and the only downfall being the winner of LVO? Well, let's just take a look. Portal of Iron. First off, if anybody knows Jason, or Jason, you're watching this video, I have a bone to pick with you. You got my hopes up when I showed Portal of Iron. I thought this was Failhammer Siege host. But beyond that, and actually, if somebody does know, I want to know if Jason has tried this build in Failhammer Siege host. Going on past that, Renegade Raiders. Typical shit, right? Chaos Lord, Cypher, Master of Possession, Warpsmith, Warpsmith. You know, usual shit. Cultish Mob, Cultish Mob, a Rhino, Chosen, a Khorne Lord of Skulls, followed by a second Khorne Lord of Skulls, and a final brick of Possessed. How the fuck has nobody mentioned? I heard almost that this is not about, not to be me, but I've heard about a lot of the goofy shit that people had in their LVO list. There's like, wait, somebody over there has a Stompa. Somebody over there has fucking. I'm not going to say the one that I was going to say because that might be too targeted, but there was a lot of goofy shit at LVO. And that's not to say that this is goofy shit because apparently it fucking works. But out of all the insane little pieces that you hear about at these big events, how the fuck has nobody mentioned that there was two Khorne Lord of Skulls walking around? 900 points of 48 wounds. T13 each. So, I just want to go ahead and have this discussion now. If an army that doesn't specialize in Titanic can take a detachment that doesn't specialize in vehicle or Titanic, maybe there's a conversation to be had about bringing Titanic, right? I leave the Titanic discussion up to people that readily have them. I.e., as a Tyrannage player, I shut the fuck up because I don't have $1,000 for a Hierophant or $300 for a Harridan, okay? I let the Knights players and Imperium, because they all bring Canis Rex, hell, I'll let those people do the talking. But now I need to know, how is it that we have an X and 1 Renegade Raiders list that has 2 Khorne Lord of Skulls? The only stratagem in Renegade Raiders that will benefit from it, benefit it for staying defensive, is -1 to the AP, which is significantly worse with the Armor of Contempt changes, right? So, we're doing this in Renegade Raiders, okay? Let's look at the Khorne Lord of Skulls. Movement 8. T13, 3 up save, 5 up invul, and 24 wounds. We had the Demon Gory Cannon, blast 18 inches. D6, hidden on 3, strength 14, AP 4, D6 plus 2. Skull Hurler, 60 inches, 2d6. Hidden on 3s, strength 14, AP 3, damage 3. And the Great Cleaver of Khorne you can't get rid of. The ability in the fight phase, after this model has finished making its attacks, if this model destroyed 1 or more enemy units this phase, each enemy unit within 6 inches of this model must take a battle shock test. This isn't the World Eaters Khorne Lord of Skulls. No, this is the Chaos Space Marines Khorne Lord of Skulls. So somebody tell me how Jason got away with this in Renegade Raiders. Again, I'm perplexed, right? If you would have told me, hey, somebody brought a Khorne Lord of Skulls, I'd be like, oh, was it Soulforge Warpack? Nope. Was it Failhammer Siege host? Nope. Okay, Packbound Zealots? No. They brought 2. And it's in none of those. It's in Renegade Raiders. And nobody's telling me how this worked. Mind you, Assault. We have a pistol on the Chaos Lord, Cypher, Master of Possessions, the Warpsmiths. We have Cultish Mob, pistols. The Rhino has Combi Bolter, Combi Weapon, Havoc Launcher. Some Chosen. And that's where the shooting stops outside of the Khorne Lord of Skulls. So clearly Jason knows something that we don't. Because it fucking worked. Right? Outside of the winner of LVO, this worked. So it goes to say that we saw a lot of interesting inclusions. We always see interesting inclusions at these type of lists, at these type of events, right? Into which, like I said, there's a Harridan before. I didn't say that in this video. Sorry. There's a Harridan at, was that WTC or WCW? I can't remember right now. Harridan there, or even just unconventional picks that people don't usually take in the list that aren't so out there, right? For example, Hellbrutes in other CSM lists, or Screamer Killers in Vanguard Onslaught Tyrannage. Things that you go, okay, I see how that advances the game plan. If you're telling me that how I've been screaming, hey, what if you put fucking stat checks in your army? Why not, right? Not only is it impressive that you own more than 1 Khorne Lord of Skulls, we have 5 and 1, right? Yeah, I can do math. 5 and 1 at the largest LVO on record, no? And the one mismatch is to the winner of that LVO. With an army that, you're telling me, Deathwatch, I don't know how they did this, right? I don't know if it was literally just scoring points. But after seeing the damage output of Deathwatch, I would not be surprised if they actually got through both Lords of Skulls. I would not be surprised. Because Deathwatch is cranked. So, yeah, I am flabbergasted. I wish I had more of an, oh, if you look here, this is the unique explanation here. But no, all I can understand is Warpsmith. He was Khorne Lord of Skulls. Let's pull up the Warpsmith, right? Let's pull that up, right? We have a Warpsmith per Lord of Skulls, yes? Yes. If this ever loads. Okay, never mind. We're going to do this the... Oops, sorry. Probably shouldn't have gone that fast. The simple way, or the hard way. And then give them +1 to hit, right? Maybe some battle shocking from the Warpsmith and the Khorne Lord of Skulls. Maybe some things are getting battle shook, right? Battle shocked, whatever. But yeah, that's that. I don't know. I just wanted to highlight some of these things that just goes to show the larger discussion of maybe try bringing the big models. If we can bring two Khorne Lord of Skulls, only backed by armor of newly nerfed armor of contempt. Now, don't get me wrong. This is impressive shooting, especially out of CSM, that can make it sustained or lethal with dark packs. I get that, right? Leadership 6, you're probably getting it, right? But there's entire armies tailored around having big vehicles. There's entire detachments for that, right? For instance, I'm still waiting for Orc players to actually play Dread Mob. Like, bring some of the shit, then put Tank Busters. I'm still waiting for that moment. Tank Busters, Breaka Boys, Gorkanaut, Morkanaut. I'm waiting for that, right? But now that I see that two Khorne Lord of Skulls can happen, maybe 4 Morkanauts, Gorkanaut combo, right? Maybe 2 of each, 3 in 1, whatever. Now I'm waiting for that. Because this is ridiculous. But I fucking love it. So, if anybody knows Jason, tell them that the internet man said that's pretty fucking funny, and I love it. But yeah, that's insane. Just a video to highlight this. I really don't have any much more analysis that I wish I did, but somebody has to talk about this, and it didn't look like anybody else was. So here's the video. But yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.